to The 5 Show. I'm Yasmin, and of course, this is Chong MC, the germaphobe. Anyway, in the news recently, two different types of fish, the Asian big-head carp and toman fish, have tested to have traces of Group B Streptococcus, or GBS bacteria.
Even though we can't really pronounce what these bacteria are, there's been a spike in GBS bacterial infection cases this year, potentially linked with consuming contaminated raw fish. More than 200 people have been diagnosed suffering from symptoms such as high fevers and painful joints.
Yeah, now one of the individuals is Howard Quay. He's still undergoing treatment for this illness, and The 5 Show met with him to find out how he's coping.
I woke up with sores and pains in my leg. The leg started to swell and I started to have fever, not very intense fever, but fever that comes and goes, waves of fever. Someone asked me to see a physiotherapist, in fact, and then the physiotherapist saw that I was having a fever, swelling, and immediately knew that it was infection. And then he was the first one who brought out the word Streptococcus Group B. I don't know what this is. I don't know what Group B Streptococcus is. The doctor gave me a horror story telling me that I think I need to operate on your knee and I need to ward you. And that's when the gravity of the issue hit me. I was in intense pain. The accumulation of multiple joint pains and fever. I had to have an operation on my knee because there was swelling. After I was discharged, I still have to come back to clinic for 2 weeks to be on antibiotics on IV and perhaps oral antibiotics after. I have a personal friend who was discharged from hospital, the same hospital as me, a week before I got in. We both think it's raw fish at the same store at different times, and he came into hospital with multiple joint pains and he vomited for a week and a half. Wow, I didn't know it'd be that bad, because I didn't think it was that bad either, until I heard from the doctors themselves. And if I know the gravity and the seriousness of it, I would perhaps go to the A&E earlier instead of waiting 2 days. We know of people who have waited and got worse, who get permanent joint damage, or because of waiting has had the bacteria go to the brain and got meningitis. So I think that the awareness has to get out.
Oh no! What can I do? Can I swallow this antibacterial?
Calm down, MC. We are going to get some expert advice on the matter. Now, returning to the show is infectious disease physician Dr. Leong Ho Nam. Hello, Dr. Leong.
Hi.
Hello, Dr. Leong. We just saw you on the TV screen. How did you get here so quickly?
He's actually the Flash.
Oh, right. But please don't flash here. It's national TV.
Okay, so...
Yes, in all seriousness.
Yes, that guy looked so young. Is GBS bacteria really dangerous?
So let's put it in context. Group B Streptococcus is found in many of us. I'll say about
already?
10. Yes, we are carriers of it. 10 to 30% of us will be carrying it in the gut. And the pregnant women will know, for example, that they would screen for Group B Streptococcus just at about the time they're supposed to deliver.
Right.
Because Group B Streptococcus will affect the neonates, those who are born through the birth canal, and you can get very bad infection that can lose his life. And we do have patients who have Group B Streptococcal infections manifesting as joint pains, joint swellings, and various infections every now and then. We expect them in the older age group, those whose immunity are poor, but this time round it's different.
Yeah, why is it so?
Okay, it's different. We are seeing it happening in a lot of much younger people, as what we've seen in the picture with Howard.
Yeah, very healthy.
Very healthy. You shouldn't be expecting him to fall sick, and his friends felt very, very sick. In fact, this infection is unusual. It causes fever, it causes joint pains, and some of the people will notice that the tendons start getting painful. And we actually have reported cases of infection going to the heart. And the term for it is endocarditis, heart valve infection. Where
that sounds bad.
Bad. And if you think that's bad, it goes to the brain too.
Yes.
Oh.
We have had patients who have meningitis. If there's an inflammation around the brain, and that unfortunately will result in some form of morbidity, side effects, and thereafter.
Is this a new strain of GBS?
We have Group B Streptococcus in us, it kind of is a commensal. It doesn't cross the barrier so easily. But there's something unusual about this current group B Streptococcus. It crosses the barrier very quickly. It seems to have evaded the immune system of healthy individuals like Howard. So this is something new and above what we've been used to.
How did this come about?
The studies indicate that there seems to be a link with the food we should be eating, specifically the raw fish. And you mentioned the two fish earlier on.
Yeah.
So as you eat, the fish seems to be contaminated with this group B Streptococcus. We have known that group B Streptococcus is found in tilapia. It's another kind of fish.
Okay.
And now we see it in two other local fish that's consumed raw. So if it's prepared raw, the germs will come direct into the system.
Do you see an increase in the cases these days?
Yes, we've seen an increase in cases. I think the first increase was probably in November or December end of last year, but we certainly saw a lot of it in the first half of this year.
Oh.
What's the worst you've ever seen?
Unfortunately, one of my patients passed away 36 hours after admission.
What, so fast?
36 hours is really a short window. You would still think you have food poisoning.
Exactly,
and,
like diarrhea or something like
Correct.
that.
So it's make it known that it is aggressive and it spares no one.
Okay, so how do we know that it's going to be serious like GBS? What are the signs that we should look out for?
Okay, so I would be concerned with fever, high fever. Most of the time, it presents with joint pains. The common ones include the knee joints, the shoulder joints, and of course, we have patients who have it in the wrist joints and the small joints of the hands. Some patients will present with back pain. So, joints is a favorite spot.
Okay.
Now, they would also go on to infect the bloodstream, and there's no way of telling unless you do a blood test. And in some cases, the person will present with altered mental status.
Oh dear.
That means they get confused, they throw fits, and they behave weirdly, abnormally.
So the symptoms are definitely not like your usual food poisoning, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so what can we do to prevent ourselves from contracting this?
For this moment, I will contain my desire for raw fish and then make sure my fish is thoroughly cooked until we find out where the source is. Is it a farm? Is it the way the market is distributed? Where did the contamination occur?
Okay, so for now, cook your fish.
Cook everything! Everything!
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Leong. You're going to stick around and share more with us.
Wait a minute. His advice was only for one source of food contamination. What about the other foods that we all like to eat?
Good question, MC. After the break, together with Dr. Leong, we're going to reveal what pathogens may lurk in your food. I don't want to eat after this. Welcome back to the 5 Show. Now, food safety is extremely important because you never know what dangers may lurk in your food.
A danger that lurks in your food? Like it being bland and tasteless?
You've got a point there. But even worse.
What?
Foodborne pathogens.
And that's why it's important to familiarize ourselves with some, even though we don't really want to. Education is an important safeguard.
So we've invited some friends to learn as well. Please welcome our wonderful celebrity guests, Max Lung and Benjamin Heng.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
And if you're wondering why we've got them in on the 5 Show, it's because they eat.
A lot.
Yeah.
We love it.
Okay, so let's go to our first dish. We've got Dr. Leong with us as well.
We've got several food groups right here, and we want to ask Dr. Leong, what sort of pathogens? See, I'm so scared of them, I can't even say it properly. Pathogens lurk in this. This is cockles, also known as hum.
This is the worst because it's a bottom feeder, it's right at the bottom, and it sucks up all the things that is. Imagine you opening your mouth and then it'll filter the food, but the bacteria stays inside the gut of these germs, and when you eat it, you do not cook it. And what happens is all the germs will go direct from your mouth into your gut.
That's why it's so delicious. You love it, right?
Absolutely.
Are you saying that all the germs are actually tasty?
Isn't it?
Is that what you're saying?
You're right.
That's disgusting.
No, Benjamin Heng.
Anyway.
And you love them raw, right? On top of it all, so...
Are cockles just like mussels and lala and
Yes.
lulu and all that?
Think of oysters, think of mussels, think of lala. and thing of Siham, they're all the same. This is the same food group. Okay, which means that the way they digest the stuff
Like
is
this.
exactly the same.
So
And
what
he
sort
said
of...
they have to be closed. When they're raw, you eat them closed.
Okay, if you cook them, they must open up, otherwise chuck it.
Right, so what sort of bacteria do we have
The classic
in the
stories
cockles?
we should know of would be salmonella and hepatitis A. But in fact, any kind of bacteria can lurk inside there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So how do you get rid of the bacteria?
You have to cook it real well, and the standard would be like 5 minutes at about 100 degrees Celsius. It will be completely rubberized.
Did you hear that, Benjamin? Must cook it till it's rubbery, yeah?
But how do you eat that if it's not juicy and
Well, life is about taking risks.
Okay, let's go to our next dish. You know what? It doesn't look dangerous at all. It's vegetables.
Well, vegetables have no pathogens, right?
So how do you think they fertilize plants?
They use
Fertilizers.
manure.
Oh.
Right?
Dirty water.
Oh,
Right, precisely. So this is classical fecal to oral transmission.
Oh, that
What
sounds-
comes in the
That sounds
manure?
terrible.
I can't take it anymore.
Wash it, cook it, good for you.
And let's say you don't wash it well and you don't cook it because you like your salads like Max does, and you eat
And my
it,
vegetables.
How,
what happens?
If there's a germ there, you will get direct infections of
Right.
it. You can actually have a bad tummy upset, you can have vomiting. And if you can, wash it with clean water. If you cannot and just eat it like this, say a prayer first.
But isn't it all about your immune system? I mean, we've been talking about all these bacteria, but at the end of the day, you have a strong immune system, you'll fight it all the way.
Not all the time. A strong immune system will help. But there'll be times where our immunity will be slightly poorer for various reasons.
Does it matter where you eat the veggies from? Like this guy is from Switzerland, right?
Most certainly, the source of the vegetables will be important because there'll be different standards at which the vegetables are grown, the kind of fertilizers you use, etc., and the preparation, even how they contain the vegetables and how it's shipped over, all this plays a part.
So what's the best way to make sure there are no pathogens on your salad?
I will wash it thoroughly with a good clean source of water, and I really thank God for Singapore's clean source of water.
My mom says vinegar. Put vinegar in the water and wash the salad
Oh.
inside the vinegar water.
That's the Swiss way. Does it work?
That's a good one. I have no answer.
I think we all have to go to Zurich to find out.
Let's go to our next dish, fried rice. I think all of us love fried rice,
Yes,
right?
awesome.
But it can also be fried rice germ paradise.
Really, Dr. Leong?
If you really want to do good classical fried rice, you would have to desiccate the rice. That means dry it and you leave it overnight. It gives you the crunchiness.
That's true.
But when you leave it overnight, if you leave it at room temperature, one bacteria called Bacillus cereus will regrow.
Are you serious?
Serious?
Absolutely serious.
Oh.
So what happens is there will be a toxin. It's preformed toxin. And even though you fry it all over again, it does not get destroyed by the heat.
Why? Because, why?
It is a heat-stable toxin. So fried rice is one classical example. You may have heard of it when you eat fan cai. That's with the rice and the mixed vegetables. Or chicken rice. That's a classic story with chicken rice. The rice has been left in the cold. The bacteria grows. Toxin forms. And you eat it. Good luck.
But fried rice is one of the main things that you tap out because it's so easy to...
Leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you...
So the main thing is to keep the temperature of the rice sufficiently warm, such that the bacteria does not
So we
grow.
bring like a thermostat everywhere we go and measure the temperature.
So I think the government has it right in ensuring that food is consumed by a certain number of hours after preparation.
Let's move to our next dish.
We've got eggs, soft-boiled eggs, as well as some cake with a mousse in it.
Yeah.
Eggs carry a germ called Salmonella enteritidis. It's also known as Group D Salmonella, and it's formed inside the egg and is on the shell of the egg. So it's double contamination. Now it's fine for majority of us whose immunity is good. But if your immunity is poor for chemotherapy, you're on steroids, you have transplanted organ, this may cause you absolute misery. Eat it uncooked. The germs will go inside and cause a blood infection. And it can even go on and infect the arteries, causing deaths.
How
Happened
can,
to you, right?
Don't freak him out.
how can you tell that the egg has salmonella?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Singapore government does a very good job of it. AVA would actually screen the eggs and make sure that we have a low proportion of eggs with this infection. And if they do find one such farm, they will not hesitate to close such a farm, and it has happened recently.
Okay.
Okay, the only way to prevent it, if my immunity is poor for any reason, I will make sure my egg is thoroughly cooked.
Cook everything.
Oh, wow.
No
That's
more
a bit-
sashimi.
The mousse,
What about the cake?
Yeah, because it's got chocolate mousse.
egg white, you whip it up.
Yep.
Right.
You have mousse. So it's not cooked.
Okay.
So the bacteria goes with the egg white.
Oh.
The government, AVA, does a good job in screening all the food which we have, and the food we're eating is hardly contaminated, hence the general good health in the whole population. However, you cannot have the same mentality when you travel.
Where does Singapore rank in terms of other countries and cities in the world?
I think we are really at the top,
Oh.
Better than Switzerland, right?
of course.
If you start using
Is it
vinegar water to clean your salad.
Is it gonna be a fight now?
So why don't we all have a food quiz and test our knowledge?
Ooh, sounds like a good idea.
Yes. Finally, a chance to showcase my medical knowledge to everyone.
Okay, as Dr. Leong says, after the break, we're going to have a food safety quiz, and we want you at home to join us as well. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back. Tonight we've been advocating the importance of food safety. Poor MC is really freaked out here. To ensure that the message has sunk in, we're going to play a food safety true or false.
Yeah, we encourage all of you at home to participate as well and watch as I beat our two guests. So, Dr.
No
Leong,
way.
take it. What?
Jose, no way.
My name is not Jose. It is Chong. Anyway,
Watch
so
out,
yeah, I'm
Max
gonna
and
beat
Benjamin.
them, you know?
No way.
Mr. Switzerland here, the hills are alive with the sound of music.
You're never going to live that down,
No,
okay,
never.
Max? Okay, so we've got questions for you. If you think the answer is true, you put up the green star. And if you think the answer is false, you put up the red star. Oh, okay, first question. Food dropped on the ground can still be consumed if you pick it up within 3 seconds. Oh,
False.
So can I say, I 100% believe in that rule, but it's false.
Well, maybe the flaws in Switzerland are really killing or something. But I say false because I can't believe how many types of bacteria will cling onto that piece of food that you dropped on the floor. It's got 3 seconds and it could be instantaneous. There'll be lots and lots of germs. And,
okay.
Actually, I think it should be false.
What?
You can't change your answer.
No, because I think it should be more than 3 seconds. It should be 5 seconds, right?
Oh, so you're quibbling on the number of
Yeah.
seconds. Okay, what's the answer?
Precisely. Drop it, lose it.
Oh.
Okay, if it comes in contact with the ground, all you need is a split second, you're going to be contaminated. If you want to catch it before it falls on the ground.
Can you imagine you walk outside and somebody stepped on a bit of poo and then you stepped on that little bit of poo accidentally, but it's so micro you can't see it, and you walk in and then your food drops on that micro bit of poo and then you eat it?
I'm just about to vomit into my mask right now.
But wait, Dr. Leong, you say there is an exception to the rule.
If you really, really love the food so much, like your durians,
Ah, see?
What?
There's an exception to the rule.
truly, contamination happens at a split second after contact.
Next question. If you have diarrhea, drinking isotonic beverages will stop it. True or false? False, and then you're always the last one. True. Are you purposely being contrary?
No, isotonic drinks are good for after food poisoning because you replenish electrolytes.
So then why
But it's
false?
not, it won't stop your diarrhea.
Ah, okay. And Chong MC, why do you say false?
Well, yeah, because I think you need something like charcoal pills or something. I don't think isotonic drinks will help you.
Oh.
This is a trick question.
Oh.
Okay, it doesn't help you in stopping the diarrhea, but it does replenish your salt. Please remember, you need your glucose, you need your salt. So diet sodas don't work. If you have to, get a regular soda with your regular sugar, add some salt in it, and you drink it together. And the glucose-sodium transporter will take in your salt.
Who's counting points here? Are we counting points? Because I think I have 2.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
I have 2 points too.
Me too. Yeah, but
No, you've got 0 points.
You were disqualified when you started, and you were 0, man.
Hey!
Next question. You cannot refreeze thawed food. True or false?
True. Sorry, yes.
Oh my God, you're already false.
True, true.
No,
and
no, no,
Benjamin
no.
wants to get the last one. True. Okay, let's start with Max. Why true?
Wait, I got it wrong again. It must be the hair.
It's the double
It
negative,
should be
is it?
false, right?
What? I think he's just being contrary. Okay,
No,
why
really,
false?
because-
You cannot refreeze thaw food. It
Why-
means you
why-
do disagree. You
I
think you
disagree.
can.
Why not? Why can't we do it?
I know why.
Because bacteria will die when it's frozen, right? Isn't it? That's what we learned from school.
Well, despite some people saying that when things are frozen, you should let it go, I don't believe that. I really believe that you cannot refreeze thawed food because the bacteria will remain there.
Dr. Leong.
I have to agree with Chong MC here. Now, some of the bacteria, yes, will die as you freeze it again, but majority will live. So let's say you start off with a small number, you thaw it, the bacteria start growing in large numbers, you freeze it, you lose a little bit, but when you thaw it again, you regrow it into a larger and larger amount. So at the end of the day, if you freeze thaw, you have huge amount of bacteria. The larger the bacterial load, the worse it is, the greater the risk of infections.
Are there no exceptions to the rule? Like, you know, you buy a fish from the supermarket and it says thawed for your convenience. It's just 5 minutes back to my house, then I put it back in the freezer.
Okay, for a very brief moment, I think it's fine. Okay?
Ah.
But if you leave it out in the open for hours, that's a no-no. On top of that, the crystals in the water will destroy the proteins and the meat, so you lose the freshness of the meat.
Next question. You can eat raw beef as long as it's been handled safely. True or false?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
I
Okay.
love raw beef.
Yeah.
Would you guys take a raw beef patty?
No, but that's because it's ground beef.
It's ground beef.
Depends
Size.
on the quality of the beef.
Absolutely. So you really need to know where the source is. In fact, ground beef patties, those done at the backyard in your own barbecue, has been associated with one particular kind of food poisoning that can kill you.
Oh.
And it's called the E. coli. The rule is this: ground beef, beef patty, minced beef, you have to cook it thoroughly. But if a steak piece, you sear on the outside, is good enough.
But if you add ingredients like ginger, garlic, wasabi, whatnot, does it sort of help kill the bacteria? Because they say we put lemon.
Like cockles, you know, there's this restaurant, they serve like raw cockles and they put the garlic and chili and soy sauce.
To kill the bacteria.
Yeah.
It treats the mind, but it doesn't kill the bacteria.
Oh.
It gives you it clouds your judgment.
Well, guess what? The results have come in. I am pleased to say Max and MC are tied, and I'm sorry, Benjamin, you're the loser.
Okay, we gotta go into this last round, no? No, we don't have
No,
last
no
round.
sudden death.
We don't have one.
I don't like the tie.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, so congratulations to Max and MC. You don't win
It was nice
anything
winning
but
against
bragging rights.
All good.
Congratulations, Max. Wait, hand up. Okay, Rob. Okay, now I can shake your hand. No!
Anyway,
Maximum germs.
hope everyone has gained insight from our little session today. That's it for tonight's show. We'd like to thank Dr. Leong, of course, and our wonderful celebrity guests, Max Leung and Benjamin Heng.
Thank you very much for coming and spreading your germs in our studio. Anyway, from the Five Show, stay healthy and don't play with your food.
MC, I'm going to hold you there for a while.
Why?
Do you realize that you've been wearing your mask wrong throughout the whole show? Okay,
The metal bit is up there.
that's right. The metal bridge is at the top. This is to fold over your nasal bridge. That's correct. But you worn this inside out. If you look here,
I can't.
this place is actually collecting dirt. And that shouldn't be happening.
But it's blue on the inside.
Correct. You should flip it over. You cannot use color code. Why? Because different manufacturers will have different color codes.
I can't deal with this. I think I'm gonna vomit into my mask again.
You are full of bacteria, MC. As MC freaks out, we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night. Woo!